just because you're looking at something doesn't mean you actually see it. Have you ever wondered if there's more out there than just what we can see? Take famous landmarks, for example. Paris, Amsterdam, and New York are beautiful and extremely popular places that are visited by millions of tourists every year. But what if I told you that some of the most famous landmarks hold secrets with them that no tourist, including yourself, will ever see? Just behind or within many of the famous landmarks that you're familiar with are places so well hidden you could be staring right at it and never even know they were there. So today, I'm going to reveal the most amazing secret rooms and locations that you had no idea existed, and if you're going to visit these locations anytime soon, you might want to keep your eye open for them. Get ready to take a second look, because here are 10 secret places hidden in plain sight. Number 1 is the Eiffel Tower's secret apartment. One of the most instantly recognizable structures in the world is the Eiffel Tower. It's visited by nearly 6.8 million people every year and has had millions of pictures taken of it, many of which were taken from the top deck. But is it all that it seems? Well, despite all of the photos and videos taken of it, one thing has remained hidden from the public to this day. Nearly 300 meters in the air on the tower's third and top level is, believe it or not, a small apartment created by its architect. Created by Gustav Eiffel when the tower was unveiled in 1889, the secret of Eiffel's private apartment spread to the wealthy inhabitants of Paris, who offered large payments to stay for a night in the room. However, Eiffel rejected all of these, and the room itself wasn't open to the public until 2015, 92 years after his death. But this is not some cold, empty space. No, in fact, it's quite the opposite. The apartment comes fully furnished with fancy wallpaper, wood cabinets, and even a grand piano. But the best part about it is obviously the view. It's not easily accessed by the public, but if you know about it, arrangements can be made. Number 2 is California's Hidden Garden. The Kaiser Center in uptown Oakland, California is home to a 28-floor office building and an adjacent 5-level car park. Now, these are pretty common attributes for many buildings in the area, except that this building has something very special about it. Like other buildings around it, it has a roof, but this roof is like nothing you've ever seen before. The top of the car park is actually a park, complete with a stunningly large pond, a wooden bridge, lawns, a bunch of trees, and amazing flower arrangements. Designed by architects Theodore Osmondson and Associates and completed in 1960, it became the first roof garden built in the United States since World War II. And the amazing part about it being hidden is because of its sheer size. It's an astonishing 4,000 square meters, which is actually open to the public. This little piece of heaven can be rented for special events like weddings, and although not cheap, it does have concerts on Fridays between noon and 1 p.m. that are actually free to those who know about it. You're welcome. Number 3 is New York's secret airport terminal. New York's JFK Airport is one of the busiest international passenger gateways in the United States, with about 57 million passengers traveling through it yearly. But despite that, something very large remains hidden to most people. The Trans World Airlines, or TWA terminal, is an amazing retro-futuristic airport terminal which was designed in the 1950s by its architect, Eero Saarinen. Eero loved curves and gave the terminal many of its groovy features, which was in development and completed in 1962. To this day, it is considered an architectural masterpiece, but the TWA experienced financial difficulties throughout the 1990s and closed down the terminal in October of 2001, successfully keeping it from the public. However, the building remained as something that people would often see but not be able to visit. However, that may change very soon. The building was purchased by American Airlines and given a $20 million renovation, and although it remains hidden to the public for now, there are plans to turn this hidden area into a luxury boutique hotel. Number 4 is Las Vegas's secret building. Las Vegas is known for its flashy, out-there style that shows off everything that they have to offer, with one exception. In the middle of all the beautiful tall buildings in Sin City stands one that remains a secret to all. Owned by the Las Vegas Sands Corporation, the St. Regis Tower, which stands between two iconic resorts, the Venetian and the Palazzo, was supposed to be a 50-floor condo building. but it was never actually completed. Construction was halted in 2008 during financially hard times for the company, but instead of leaving an ugly steel framework exposed, they chose another rather strange option. The entire bare metal framework is covered by a multi-million-dollar fabric that's used to this day to conceal it. The tarp is visible in plain sight and gives the building the appearance of being completed from a distance, but if you get up close to it, you'll see that it's actually the world's biggest blanket fort. There are currently no plans to tear down the St. Regis, and it remains there for all to not see. So next time you're in Vegas, take a closer look. You might just be surprised. Number 5 is New York's hidden railway terminal. With 8.4 million people in New York City, you'd think that there'd be nothing left undiscovered, but you'd be wrong. Underneath the Waldorf Astoria, a 5-star luxury hotel, is a secret railway platform called Track 61, also known as the Roosevelt Platform. This secret platform was created and used privately as a way to enter the Waldorf Hotel without crossing through Grand Central Station in New York City. It was used first by U.S. Army General John Pershing in 1938, and then by President Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1944, while he attempted to conceal the use of his wheelchair. The secret abandoned platform is still home to Roosevelt's armored presidential train, and with the exception of a few events, has always been closed off to the public. In fact, photographers used to have their cameras smashed and their film exposed to sunlight by the Secret Service, and it's still hidden to this day, but can be seen if you know how to look for it. Number 6 is the Empire State Building's secret top floor. The Empire State Building is one of the most famous landmarks in the world, and is highly regarded as a must-do for many New York tourists. The view from the city from the top, the 102nd floor, is incredible, and is experienced by as many as 3.5 million people who visit it yearly. Except that that's not the top floor. What most people don't know is that there's actually another floor, which can only be accessed through a secret staircase on the 102nd floor. Barely visible from the street, the 103rd floor of the Empire State Building has an even more incredible 360-degree view, minus any large safety barriers blocking the scenery. But due to the lack of barriers, the general population is not given access, but many famous celebrities have been offered the opportunity to see this floor. Visitors that are lucky enough to know about it and visit it have reported unusual silence from the top, since the waters around the city absorb most of the noise that is created. It's unlikely that you'll ever be able to visit it, but at least now you know about it. Number 7 is Amsterdam's hidden houses. Nearly 14 million people visit the Netherlands annually, but despite its open culture in Amsterdam, there's one place you can see, but most never even know that it's there. Buffenhof is an inner courtyard in the middle of Amsterdam, which was once a private sanctuary for a religious convent of women named Buffens. It was created in the 1300s for the Buffens, who acted like nuns, providing care for children and the sick. Men and animals were and are barred from staying or being kept in the courtyard and its housing, as it was meant to be a place of peace and quiet. To this day, the courtyard is still a pleasant secret hideaway from the commotion of the city, and its older female-only population only asks that those few visitors that do come by remain respectful and keep quiet. It can be entered through a regular-looking door on the street or an arched doorway at the side, but it is easy to miss and tour guides are not permitted to show it. Number 8 is Times Square's secret. Times Square is famous worldwide, and it's home to the New Year's Eve ball. The building that houses it is the centerpiece to the advertising billboard boutique that fills the area and is visible to all, but what's inside may surprise you. One Times Square holds an unusual secret that lies directly above ground floor. The building's upper floors are completely empty aside from the machines that control the massive electronic billboards. It is one of the emptiest buildings in New York, however, it's still incredibly profitable. It was completed in 1904 as a home for the New York Times newspaper, and the surrounding square was named after it. However, the Times only occupied the building for 8 years before they moved and decided to use it for advertising space. None of the 26 million people who visit Times Square every year and see this building know its secret, except for maybe those who are watching this video. Number 9 is Mount Rushmore's secret room. Fictional movies have been made all about the secrets of Mount Rushmore, But I bet that you didn't actually expect it to hold a secret. The Mount Rushmore National Memorial in South Dakota was designed by sculptor Gutzon Borglum, who originally had a much more epic and complicated plan for the memorial. Gutzon originally wanted the presidents to have fully carved out bodies and wanted important American monuments to also be carved into the entire mountain. Unfortunately, he never lived long enough to finish it, but one plan that he had was revived in 1998 when the government began installing a Hall of Records behind Abraham Lincoln's head. Yes, that's right, there is a secret titanium vault sealed away in a room behind President Lincoln. However, it's inaccessible to tourists and contains information from historically very important documents. These documents include the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence, which are stored for future civilizations who may find it. And number 10 is Disney World's abandoned island. Disney World in Orlando, Florida is a magical place open to the public where dreams can come true. But what if I told you that away from the screaming children and grinning mascots is an abandoned section of the theme park that hides a dark secret? That secret is Discovery Island, the failed Disney wildlife attraction that was set on an island in Bay Lake that actually exists and is a hidden, darker side of the happiest place on earth. Originally opened as Treasure Island back in 1974, Disney changed the name to better suit the focus on wildlife exhibits. However, it was shut down in 1999 and the exhibits were moved, but in 2009, a man named Shane Perez secretly swam over to the island and surveyed the creepy remnants of the aborted amusement center. But when Disney officials found out, they were outraged at the intrusion into the dark side of their magical world and threatened to ban Shane. However, the island still remains visible from the shore, but completely empty and inaccessible to anyone, including you. So, those were 10 secret places hidden in plain sight. Let me know in the comments which one of these you would want to visit in the future, if you could get to it. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel because I release new videos Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. If you want to watch more, you can press or click either of the two video thumbnails you see on your screen right now, and don't forget to check out my second channel. The link is in the description along with all the other important links. Have a great day, and I will see you on Tuesday. Bye!